And that song is always a vibe. Like I do not care.
And like I said, every week I show y'all screenshots of that I'm fighting. I'm fighting a battle for that very song
Are
every
you?
week. Yeah, because people, everybody uses different samples, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And there's this thing called DistroKid. So people who are familiar with music, you kind of know about DistroKid, and it kind of works as a licensing faction. And a lot of social media platforms use it to,
Mm-hmm.
try to keep people from utilizing other people's stuff. Well, that sample that I used, a couple other people use it. It comes from a platform. I just really like the vibe of it, but I put different drums and different snares and different hi hats on it than somebody else did. And I've heard the other versions. No
Right.
offense, but they not like mine though. They not like mine though. Mine. I'm telling you, I will personally send y'all like a little snippet of the other one,
Oh yeah, send
and
me those.
and
Yeah.
you're gonna be like, nah, that
That
ain't
makes a
it.
lot of sense because YouTube, I'm monetized, so they'll try to say that it belongs to somebody, and every time I say something back, they have to overwrite it.
Yeah,
Like,
they have to take it off because
yeah,
it's an original. It's an original outside the sample, which the sample is cleared. The drums, everything else, the arrangement on it is all mine. I sat there and did it, so I know it's not copied from somebody else. So, but yeah,
and tried
music
it.
now is very interesting because there's so many different ways to put things together and so many people doing it that you're bound to use the same sample at some point. I mean, hey, even Nas and Tupac had the same samples on
Right.
some songs, so
They just trying to steal it. Let's just be honest. They trying to steal it and use it on that, somebody else's show who got a bigger platform. That's all it is. Because they blocking and doing all kind of stuff. They hate. You know how they.
well, listen, you don't have to steal anything. All you gotta do is hit me up, DM me, and I'll make you your own. How about that? How
You
about
There
know.
I'll make you your own? How about that?
you go.
Hmm.
All right. Well, welcome to the show today. The last show of the season, episode 182. Time to go. It's not time for us to go technically, other than the season finale, but today it's time to go because we're gonna be talking about breaking up with people, right? So we're gonna tell a little bit of our own business, but we're gonna try to give you some advice toward the end of the show to help you break up with people better because here's the thing. We don't want a bunch of drama filled people, angry people walking around in society, right? And that seems to be the case, right? Mental health and wellness is big. So we want to make sure that you're mentally well. So we're gonna try to give you some tips in order to end things on better terms. So you ain't out here going crazy. But before we
I
get going, we want to make sure we check on our people. As y'all can see, we got guests today, special guests. But they not no strangers to the show. They've been on the show before. So we got Miss Josh. Welcome back to the show. And we got our favorite uncle, Uncle Dolomite, Uncle Dolly, back with us. So y'all already know what to expect from these two. Y'all have seen the show before. Y'all already know they not gonna bite their tongue. Y'all already know they gonna say what they want to say and tell you how they feel. So that's what we get. That's what we brought them here for, and we're looking forward to that. So welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So before we get going, y'all know we gotta check on our people, make sure everybody's good before we take off. So we're gonna check on our ladies first. Miss Josh, how you doing today? Mentally, physically, emotionally? How you feeling?
I just came off a really long road trip. I drove from Texas to Florida
Oof.
and like turn and burn. I did it right back. Just went to go drop off my kid. So, well, I had a relaxing time on the water and great weather. I'm kind of exhausted, but just the beginning of the week. So,
Well, we appreciate you joining us, even though you're exhausted and you came off the road. We appreciate you bringing that wonderful energy to us today because we know you're gonna say something that's gonna help us out and that's gonna entertain us for sure.
Right.
indeed.
Facts. All right. Trish Michelle, what's the deal? How you feeling today?
I'm good. I mean, kids don't technically get out of school till next week, but mine are gone. She at Bestie's house for the week. And so like I ain't gotta do nothing but go to work and I haven't done that in a minute. And it's lovely. And it's nobody, well, it's the adults here, but it ain't no kids here. It's just great. So I'm good. It's like a little bit is taken off my plate and it feels like
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. Uncle Dolomite, my guy, how you doing today?
I'm phenomenal. That's it. I'm just good, man. I'm in a good place mentally. I'm real good.
We love that.
Y'all see how smooth this brother is. This brother sound phenomenal.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying? He gave you phenomenal the word, but he didn't give you phenomenal the energy. He just gave you the word real smooth, like you know what I'm saying. But that's what's up. That's Uncle Dolly. That's Uncle Dolly for you. So
That-
hey, we appreciate you coming through, my guy.
we are glad you're phenomenal.
Man,
Yes,
thanks for having me, man. My kids is home, so it's all good.
that's what's up, man. Hey, just for y'all knowing, hey, everybody on this panel got kids, so so
Hmm.
yeah, so we all experiencing the same thing. You know, Christmas coming up, so everybody got a few things that they probably got going on, but hey, you know what I'm saying, the kids are the kids. So we appreciate y'all joining us because we know how that can be with the kids there. You got to tell them to go sit down, go chill a little bit, give them some food. Be like, yeah, y'all be easy while y'all in there. All right, Benji Banks, the man, the brand. Know he got kids over there. Talk to the people. How you
honey,
feeling?
get it in, yeah. Send them off somewhere. But I'm straight, man. This song been in my head. Peekaboo, Kendrick Lamar. That listen, the song is banging. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking? Huh? Song is fire. So yeah, that's kind of blessing me this week. So yeah, but other than that, I'm straight. Ready for the kids to be on vacation. So you know what I'm saying, ship them off. But we'll see.
Listen, man, that GNX album gets spin every day in my car, in my house. I'm gonna listen to it at least the whole album from front to back at least once a day. Like seriously.
That's
Like I know it's probably wild for some people, but I listen to that joint every day.
crazy, scary.
Y'all going to the concert?
I don't know about that, but you know what I did post earlier this week? I think it was Monday. That anytime that Kendrick Lamar and SZA are together on a song, it's magic.
Yeah, it's
It
fire.
is.
It's gonna be fire, regardless. Because I'm gonna tell you what, that song Gloria, low key, Gloria is fire.
Yeah,
A lot of people don't talk about it. They talk about Squabble Up. They talk about TV off. They talk about Peekaboo. But Gloria and Luther, wow.
yeah. It's still hidden. You got to listen to it. It's one of those tracks where you got to be in a chill space, listen to it to catch it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
It's a vibe.
Yeah.
But all his albums is good to listen to all the way through though. Like that,
Yeah.
like the way he structures all his albums, like you can just listen to them
yeah.
Right.
all the way through and they bang out.
Yeah.
And somebody said something. I forgot who it was. I can't recall right off the top of my head, but I was watching a interview, and they said Kendrick is one of those artists you can drop in any era of hip hop, and he would be a great artist. And
Fact.
that's true. That's really true. Like from the '90s, from even the '80s, late '80s to the '90s to 2000 and forward,
Yeah.
he fits. He can fit any of those eras.
He's been around for a while. If you really check his profile, he's been around for some years.
Yeah.
Dropping fire. I'm so. I mean, hey, listen. People didn't like the Morale, the Big Stepper album. I thought it was dope because when it first dropped, I was like, "Yo, it seemed like your boy went to like therapy." I was like, "You wouldn't understand if you did." But it's some bangers on that joint. So I mean, what album can you say Kendrick's got a bad album? I don't think he got a bad album. Period.
Nah, not in
Yeah.
my eyes. And like I said, I started with Section 80. So, like, I've been rocking since Section 80. So, I mean, I listen to them all. Nah, I can't lie to you. I cannot lie to you. It took me a while to Mr. Morale. It took me a little bit to really come around on that whole album. I had songs on there, but I wasn't listening to the whole thing from front to back. but I took a road trip and I listened to it from front to back, and I was like, you know what? I get it now. I get the flow, the structure, everything, how it fits together, what he was going through at that time. Like, yeah. So music
Yeah,
is
it's
the
a
truth.
concept album.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Yep.
But
Yep.
Rich Spirit that's like my theme song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every time I go on stage, play Rich Spirit. They're like, "Oh, what you want to come out to?" Rich Spirit every time.
Yeah. That joint slap.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, while Uncle Dolly is saying that on stage, he mentioned that, I'm saying, humble brag. Uncle Dolly has been doing comedy, y'all,
Mm-hmm.
and he's doing really good. So I've had a chance to see some of his clips. We even talked about this at Benji's wedding when he initially started, having the idea to do it. And I told him, man, if you have a passion for it and he has the personality and the wit for it, man, rock out. Cause I mean
Yeah.
it's a win-win situation. You can only get better and you can only, elevate off of that.
yeah. Because I wasn't even doing comedy yet, huh?
Uh-uh.
Oh yeah,
Nah,
no, I hadn't even started yet. That's
nah. You,
crazy.
Nope.
we were standing on the back of the boat talking about it, and I told you, I said, man, don't even talk about it. Just go ahead and do it. Just go hit some open mics, start from there, and then just let it rock. And he's done that. So man, big ups for that, because that takes a lot of balls to get up there on the stage in front of people and
Yeah.
know that there are gonna be nights where you bomb.
Hmm.
There
Yeah,
will be nights. I mean, I don't care who. I've been around comedy for a long time, and every comic I've talked to has told me that they bombed at one point in time, multiple times, and it's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just how you recover from it. And funny, that's how life is, right? At some point in life, you're gonna fail, you're gonna mess up, but it's how you recover from it that matters.
Facts.
Indeed.
All right. Well, let me start running my mouth, man. Let's talk about some of these hot topics, man. Y'all already know it's two main things that we're gonna talk about, and the last one really ties into what we're talking about today. But this first one, um, it's been a big deal. It's been a big deal more than the past couple weeks because I think it was 3 weeks ago after a game,
Mhm.
Travis Hunter's girlfriend, got upset with him because he was talking to some cheerleaders on the other side. He made a gesture to some fans, and she took it as he was making a gesture toward the cheerleaders. And the media started eating that up.
Right.
Social media started eating that up. So, did you all see that? Did you all see that stuff a couple weeks ago? And then the
I
high.
didn't. I didn't see that. I just heard her
Okay.
talking about it though.
Yeah. I literally was watching the game, and then the camera went right to Travis Hunter and the girl, and like you could tell it was like kind of an eye opener because you said
Hmm.
like yo, like what is she pissed off? Like what's going on? And then the camera
Yeah.
turned away, but then it became like yo, like a major thing. So yeah, it was kind of interesting to see it happen.
All right, Josh, did you see it? Did you happen to catch it?
I didn't see it, but I did hear about it. And because I always talk about relationships and stuff, it's been a big conversation. Yeah,
Yeah. You
All
seen
right.
it, Dolly?
yeah. It was sad. Like you don't want to show weakness to the public.
Facts.
Right. Right.
Like if y'all into it, like act like y'all not into it. We gonna handle this when them cameras turn off. Like I was disgusted, honestly.
The
Facts.
camera gonna catch it every time too. That's the thing. Like
Exactly.
it's always gonna be right at the moment. They know what they're doing.
no, I definitely get it. The one thing that I'll never do, like, and people was like, "Oh, you got divorced?" Yeah, because I'm gonna put a face on. You're not gonna ever know when we ain't good, and we could be totally done, and I'm still not gonna give you something to, fester on. Like, you don't. It's just a level of respect, I guess.
Yeah, 'cause that's what it was with my marriage. When my marriage ended, everybody was like, "Oh my God, you guys were the perfect couple." Yeah, we made it look like the
That's
perfect
what
couple.
you
We was crashing out for a whole year
Right. Right.
Right.
and looking amazing while doing it.
Right. And the difference is that when you're in that space, if you're not used to the spotlight, you don't understand the attention it draws to you. And you could be totally being honest or just being yourself. But in this space, when you got cameras, when you got dudes, when you got women looking for a reason to hit that inbox or say anything. Dudes the same way. And when you're in that space, you just can't give off that type of energy. And when you do, when they start picking you apart, you got to remember, savages do not care how you feel. So
yeah, I just feel like she doesn't want to be in this space. So if you have to pretend and it's more work, then it's gonna look like what it kind of presented itself. Somebody, like we said, somebody that's down for their guy, or they understand the position that they hold, or something like that, you're gonna make a different. You're just gonna always be ready because you have to be.
facts.
Yeah, I seen a comment that had me crying. They said that they need to send her to, what is it, like a med school off of the show The Game. How they took her in and taught her how to be I taught her how to be a girl, to a football player. Like they took them under her wing. You know, they took her under their wing and had to teach her how to chill because she was tripping like that. So it was a funny comparison.
Yeah.
The part is isn't even at the maximum level yet.
Right.
I think they're both learning though. I think they're both, they're both still really young. She doesn't know anything about this world, right? Of celebrityism, and Travis is still learning. And I think for Travis is more the same, because Travis has been being followed around since he was a sophomore, junior in high school.
Right.
So for him, it's old hat. It's something that he's used to, and he doesn't pay it any attention, because if I know some people that's around Travis on a daily basis, on a regular basis, and he's just a kid, man. He really is just a kid that wants to play football. That's it, right?
But
yeah,
that boy need to be single.
Yeah,
he does.
To at least pick the right person, right? And if she said, "Oh, he wasn't my type," what made him your type now? Like, so
money.
y'all have to So you have to examine those parts as well. So that's what he needs. Somebody else.
He wasn't my type because of his age.
No, he wasn't.
That age is
his
still
money
the
wasn't
same.
there. Yeah.
His age gap is still the same.
Yeah.
Because he had a girlfriend at the time and he cheated, and none of that changed. It's like
that wasn't it either.
Like you're funny.
Yeah,
I always say that about athletes. Like you need to have that uncle, that big brother, your daddy. You need to have somebody in your corner to be like, she not for you, nephew.
Yes.
Like, don't do that.
Well, from my understanding, with the information that I have from the inside, is, and it's been out there a little bit, is they've been together for 5 years.
Yeah, he said it. He said
he said it on his little stream.
Yeah, so it's this is before he even went to college. So I think a lot of the stuff that she said is not being received correctly. Number one. Number two, the fact that she made that video and was trying to explain everything, I think she made a mistake when she did
made it look worse.
Sometimes it is so much better to say absolutely nothing, because we didn't even care to hear all that.
Facts.
It made it worse.
Exactly.
It's not gonna make it better. People gonna believe what they want to believe. So if they think you go digging, you out there for money, and that's really not what you are, everything you said in that video really just made them think you are that. So you really should have just shut up.
And see that, and that's exactly what I'm saying. When I watched that video and I heard her say the little thing about, oh, he didn't drink, so he would just sit outside while I partied. I'm like, this boy is in for a long ride.
Crazy, because why didn't you stay inside?
Exactly.
A little bit with him.
He in for a long ride. Like you playing with somebody who's self-serving. Because she should have been like, my dude don't drink, he don't get down like that. I'm gonna just go ahead and chill with my dude. But she like, okay, and nigga, you sit outside while I go shake my ass.
Yeah, and look, my thing is, and that's not even to say that she needs to never go out, but I wouldn't be like, you come, you don't even like to drink, I'm not gonna have you sitting outside. Like every once in a while, I'm gonna go out with my girls still, if that's my thing. But to even have you sit outside and to be okay with it is crazy. Like that's crazy.
Exactly.
And that's the part that trips me out the most, is because the maximum level of attention hasn't even come about yet.
Yeah.
So you can do that, and y'all been together for 5 years. You know he cool with it because he ain't tripping like that, right? Yeah. But at some point, you have to protect what is considered an asset to you.
Exactly. And see, and again,
be you. But at this point, we're talking about a potential $200 million football player.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you need that uncle.
That then
Yeah, I was gonna say, is he okay with it, or he just lacks discernment? Like he hasn't learned that part yet. That's
For
where
sure
the
he
uncle
hasn't
would
learned
come
it
from.
yet. Yeah, he hasn't learned. He's too young.
Cause that's what I think it is. There's somebody letting him crash out because it's cool. He's happy. Y'all been together for a while, but like as that person, just like a coach on a football field, like there's some things as a player you're not gonna see that me on the sideline. I'm gonna see this coming. Like, dude, I know you and her. You think y'all cool.
Right.
Y'all not cool.
Yeah. Maybe don't nobody want to tell him yet because in season they don't want to cause no problems in season. So maybe who knows what breakup, heartache, whatever he gonna have down the line. They don't want it in season. I don't know, but regardless, she and him, she's in it for a rude awakening. As soon as he gets into the NFL, the fan base gonna go crazy. Like, and if she reacted the way she reacted on the sideline that day, like to his possible actions toward the cheerleaders, she ain't gonna make it
at all.
Like, she ain't gonna make it. Some panties might be thrown at him one day. She ain't gonna make it.
And don't sit here and act like women don't know how to get under your skin, get under your nerves just to get at him. That's why you don't put all of that stuff out there in the atmosphere like that. Because again, swimming with sharks in the water, you think the shark is going to actually care if you're bleeding or not?
Maybe not. They said bleed some more.
Exactly.
Bleed some more.
That shit is going to leave Travis 100 million, 200 million, Hunter.
Yeah, because it becomes a business and a marketing statement. At some point, they're gonna be like, you got to drop her if y'all gonna keep being drama in the media.
Yeah,
like you're gonna have to drop her, and so she better figure it out
real fast,
quick, because it's gonna move super fast.
Yeah, especially with like they've been together 5 years, so she ain't new to this.
Right.
Like she might be new to the college part of it, but it's like them cameras been around. Somebody should have came and pulled you to the side, whether it was his mama, one of his aunties, or her mama, or one of her aunties. Like somebody should have been like, y'all don't show no signs of weakness when them cameras around. When y'all outside and it's 1,000 people around y'all the perfect couple.
But what now we do have to look at him too. What if he is so much infatuated, so much in love with this girl that she can do no wrong?
He is.
Because
I don't know if you saw his stream, but he basically was like, "Get up out my business. That ain't none of y'all's business. We good."
5 years.
Like, nigga, you have no idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I watched his stream. It was terrible.
I saw that one too, and he was like, "Something gonna happen to y'all if this is," and I'm like, "Dude, that's." But I mean,
crashing out on the wrong people, little homie.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I know his mom's was there. I did wonder, like, why wasn't his dad, at the Heisman thing and stuff like that? I don't know those semantics, but I'm like, moms ain't said nothing yet, or maybe moms has, and she ain't really trying to mess up no vibe or be put in a situation where she get kicked out of the wheel or the money grab or whatever it might be. So I don't know, but this is kind of interesting though.
And see, that's the importance of having like real people around you. Like when you got people who you really love and they really love you, it's like, dude, at the risk of whatever financial gain I got off of you, I gotta tell you what's right, even if that's not what you want to hear. Like you'll thank me for this, even though you'll hate me right now. Later on, you'll thank me because it's like he's going down the ugly path right now. That 200 million gonna turn into 100 million, and she gonna be running off with the other 100 if this goes the way that it's looking like it's gonna go.
Put everything in your mama name, my boy.
Yeah, but I'm gonna always, give an adversarial view of things, and we have to also remember when we were 21, what were we doing? What kind of decisions were we making?
Dumb.
You know what I'm saying? So I have, a 20, almost 21-year-old son now, and some stuff I tell him, he listens very well, great kid. But there are some things when I tell him about these young ladies that he just don't listen to. He just has to experience on his own. And Travis is no different. Travis is a great kid, man, and he's been with this young lady. And this is just unfortunately one of those things in life that you just kind of got to go through it.
Right.
Like he's gonna have to learn on his own. As they used to tell us when we were kids, that the stove eye is hot, and we knew it was hot. We could feel the heat, but until you touched it, you didn't know it was really hot. And then once you touched it and it burned you, then you was like, dang, all right, now I believe that it's hot. So sometimes people got to go through things on their own. And, no matter how many times you tell them, it's not going to do no good because they got to experience it for themselves. So hopefully for him, things play out in a real way because I want to see him be successful because he is an extreme unicorn type of talent. And I would hate to see him waste that or anything be squandered along the way because I think he's a great player and a great kid. But this situation, could get could get ugly if they continue to try to defend themselves or fight back. Just let it be what it's gonna be. Let people think what they gonna think. And as Dolly was saying, like the people around him needs to just tell him, hey, you know what? Y'all do y'all thing in public. Be amicable. Be cool. Well, if y'all got issues, handle that behind closed doors. Just try to coach them through it. But, at this time, trying to tell him that he needs to break up with her, he needs to, be single. It ain't happening, Captain.
I mean,
it is not happening.
He got to be extremely focused because, listen, even if it did happen, if he was like, hey, yo, we ain't together no more, listen, the chick's coming out the woodworks. You know what I'm saying? So we know that's just how it is. But old folks used to tell us bought experience is the best experience. So we'll see.
That's true.
And the thing is, they gonna come out the woodworks even if they still together.
Facts. That's what I was just gonna say.
Like, her presence ain't gonna stop nothing.
Pressure.
Or and be like, you don't need all of that.
Exactly.
Especially if she reacts the way she acts to an alpha female or a female that could see that and smell that a mile away.
Yep.
Oh, you're nothing. You are nothing.
That's too easy. Like, let me go for that.
You are the weakest link, and this will be like you said, easy.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I mean. Like that's why he need that unk in his corner because it's like you need somebody who as a youngster could give you that kick in your ass to make you be like, all right, I'm gonna listen up. Like every young person got the one person that could get through to them. Like even though I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna at least take that into consideration because right now this ain't looking good for him. And I feel like a lot of times with kids like him, a lot of the people in your corner, they understand the level of finances that you're going to bring. So they don't want to mess up they little piece of that cash wagon. So they like, I'm going to just let him do his thing.
I would hope Prime would be, he's been influential in his life. He's the one who had to actually make her stand up, so to speak, at the Heisman celebration. And I'm sitting there like, yo, like you gotta tell her that. So that's kind of when you're dealing with a self-centered person, you gotta understand, like they ain't gonna ever see it your way. So he's gonna have to be somewhat subservient, like to her on a constant basis. Because if you out in public acting like this, I don't know what you're doing behind closed doors. That would kind of rattle me a little bit. Because I'm like, I always say this. When people act up in church, wild out, cuss, do this, do that. And I'm sitting there like, bro, if you would do that in the house of God, where we're supposed to be a reverence or whatever, there, I can only imagine what you would do outside of that atmosphere when we're not even in a space that's supposed to be reverent to that point. So that kind of hit me there a little bit, that she could do that out in the open like that.
Exactly. But you know what? The fact that he had to make her stand up, I always look at things on both sides.
Right.
And we look at it from a standpoint because of course with our people our age, we were raised different. We were raised to respect things, you know what I'm saying? You go places, they say their prayers, you take off your hat, that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like these kids nowadays, I promise you, bro, like these kids, they don't know that stuff because they aren't being taught it. They aren't being taught when somebody's doing certain things to stand up, you know what I'm saying, or to show respect by, taking off your hat when you walk into a church or something like that. Like these kids don't know that stuff, and a lot of times you do have to tell them. You do have to give them instruction, maybe multiple times.
Right.
So I don't know her background, and I don't know what she's been taught. So those things are for us considered second nature, but for these kids, and like I said, I just look at it as they're 20 and 21-year-old, 22-year-old. They're still really young, still a lot they don't know. So I try to give them a little bit of grace on a lot of things, because I ain't gonna lie to you. I think back to when I was 20 and 21, man, I was messing up.
No, I was yes, sir.
I was messing up big time. And it's
all of that. Yeah.
It's funny now, but you know what is crazy? You see it in your kids. When your kids get this age and you start looking at stuff they do, and you like, boy, dang, I was doing the same thing when I was your age.
Facts.
Dang. It's kind of hard to correct it, because you like, man, I used to do the same dumb stuff.
You know what's funny though, Ken, is that it's funny because when I grew up in where there wasn't really coaching, counseling, this, that. So you had to kind of glean from it wherever you could. So even when you did it, there was no correction there. So imagine a person who has no rules, like they could do whatever they want to do. And now you give them this gem of $100 million, $200 million, and no actions are being corrected. Like it's just it can end in chaos. So
yeah, and like back to parents, and like it's kind of your job to parent your flaws out of your kids.
True.
Like that's one of my big things. Like the things that I know I fucked up on as a kid, it's like I got to try to get that out of my kids, because I know they got it honest.
You gotta say that again. I needed to hear that.
Yeah, you parent your flaws out of your kid. They be trying to get me to sell T-shirts on this damn show all the time.
Yeah, we always gonna put it on the shirt.
That's a fact.
She said she can't forget that one.
They always trying to get me to sell T-shirts on the show. But yeah, like with him, like he needs that mentorship. Like he needs somebody to tell him, like, this ain't it, little homie. Like I get that you got 5 years with her, and it feels good and it seems cool, because one of the things that I was saying when I first saw the video was she probably his first pretty girl. Like a lot of these athletes, like they not used to getting pretty girls, so it's like
his first baddie is what they
exactly. It's like when you catch that one in your head, it's like I can't do this again. I don't want to lose this. This is incredible. Not realizing it's gonna be 1,000 of these.
Look, it's a whole different level of him in a minute. He ain't there yet.
Yeah, like this a level 1. This just a little cutie, boy. When you get in the league, when you put your little hat on with your little jersey with the number 1 on it, trust me, brother. This right here, this gonna be a hamburger.
See, like
no cheese.
Got the memo when he was drafted by the Cowboys.
Hey.
He had to snatch that phone.
hey, like Doe is saying, it's gonna be a bunch of bad ones, and these bad ones gonna know how to do that 2-hand twister.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And they got some tricks up their sleeve.
Yeah, they're gonna have their own money. They're gonna be smart. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
they have to play the role, and they already gonna know.
They ain't gonna need nothing from him. I mean,
because I got 3 cousins playing D1 right now. Well, one of them just graduated from USC. And like I would always tell them, I'm like, dude, y'all gonna run into some women that is mentally so far beyond where you at. Like they gonna know exactly what to tell you. They know exactly how to talk to you. I'm like, they gonna play the role like they ain't never heard of you, and they know more about you than you know about you.
Facts.
They know all your stats. They know who your agent is. They know where your hotel room is at, and they gonna play the role. They gonna have game. And then when you get in that bedroom, they gonna be doing something you ain't never seen before.
And man,
they trying to have you locked in.
Okay.
Exactly. I said that's like I told them, I said, man, there's a reason these athletes be having multiple kids in multiple cities. Like it's not because they just complete idiots, but it's like, dog, there's levels of women, and these is top tier.
Right.
You know, like maybe not like cooking, cleaning, and doing all the things that are important to a man of our age group. But to y'all at 19 and 20, oh no, this the greatest thing y'all ever gonna experience.
Oh, especially at 19 and early 20s.
Yes.
That's all they think.
For 8 months out of the year or whatever it may be, and you ain't clapped nothing in a minute, and then you know what I'm saying, you done took some Adderall and you done swole up a little bit, and Sister Pearly.
What
kind of
and here comes Drea Michelle enters the chat.
Drea is busy right now.
Drea enters the chat. No, I'm just saying in general, like, you know, some of these women who they prey on these athletes. Like they know exactly how to talk to these dudes. They know,
little young one, and
they know exactly what to do. Cause who was that? LaMelo Ball was messing with Tiana Trump. Like they know you just like you know them. They've been watching you just as much as you've been watching them.
Absolutely. They playing a game too. You playing that game on the court, and they playing the game in your head.
Exactly.
And it's like, nah.
Yeah,
and like her.
And the cliche fits. You playing checkers and she playing chess.
Well, that Tiana Trump thing, I already knew that wasn't he. I think with him, he kind of knew what that was.
Yeah, but
I mean,
but he got his daddy.
Yeah, but I think I still think he knew what that was. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's what I mean. He has his father.
But
so
I think
LaMelo gonna do more playing of the women than the women gonna do playing LaMelo.
Yeah.
Because his daddy in the picture. You know, his daddy gonna be like, boy, you know what that is. That ain't love. So LaMelo gonna be out here laying them, slaying them, playing them, and getting on. But a Travis Hunter, on the other hand, he thinking, oh man, this is my rock. This is the woman of my dreams.
I don't know about no Tiana Trump. Not no Tiana Trump though.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but LaMelo gonna be he gonna have a whole lot of those.
Yeah, facts.
You know, I think LaMelo gonna be a player up until his 30s.
But I'm just saying, for Trump, that's a little different, right? We ain't talking about President Trump, y'all. We talking about Tiana Trump.
She's
Tiana
the
Trump,
president of something else.
Yeah, she's different, right? Like these other chicks we mentioned, like Drea Michelle, they might do what they do, but nobody's done it on the level. None of these chicks have done on the level of Tiana Trump, and there's footage to prove it. So, yeah, she got a whole catalog of stuff that you could just choose from of services. So, yeah, we ain't talking. They on a different level, but man, it's not only Travis. Let me say this: it's all these guys going in the draft.
Yeah.
Every last one of these guys is gonna be exposed to a whole new world and a whole new level of women, of vices, things that they have, access to now.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important now that the league has all these courses and all these things that these young men have to go through, and they have to talk to these people, these professionals, and also they get to talk to some of the vets that have been through it so they can help school them, because in the past, that stuff wasn't in place for a lot of these pros, right? You just went to a team and you just hoped you had vets on the team that were cool and that were going to take you under their wing. And now in a lot of these sports, the vets are being run off on a lot of these teams, and these teams are getting younger in all sports, right? Especially basketball. When you look at a basketball team now, you used to see some guys on the bench that were 30, 35. Shoot. Now, man, you talk about a dude, they calling dudes 28, 29 OGs in the league. So, I mean,
you see how long Miami kept UD around?
Yeah, and that was the purpose, and a lot of people didn't understand that. That was the very purpose for why they kept him there, because he was the OG. He was helping them keep some of these guys in line, because without guys like that, your team will kind of suffer, because they're like the blind leading the blind.
Right. All of them making
Memphis
money.
Grizzlies.
All of them pulling chicks. So you got to have somebody in between that space that can sober them up a little bit. Like, I know you're a ball player, bro, but like, if you don't get your work ethic and get your this and get your head in the game, like you'll lose that within the next year or so. You'll be overseas somewhere. So
exactly, and that's what I said. Every young dude need that
I
shameless plug. That's what my whole show about. Like
Facts.
that was that's the whole reason I created the show, because it's like I want to be that unk for a lot of dudes. Like, I don't got no dog in the fight, horse in the race. I don't need no money from you. I'm just trying to put something in your ear.
right.
Yeah.
Because that's what I tell my little cousins that play football. Like, dog, trust me, they out there and they looking for you. They might pretend that they just saw you in the club and, oh, I just thought you were tall and handsome. No, nigga, I know exactly who you are. I know what team you play for. I knew you was coming to this bar because everybody on your team comes here.
Some of them even know your stats.
Exactly.
Look.
I was waiting on you. You had a great game.
Facts.
You know, I wanna be the reward for that 30 points you just dropped last night. Like,
facts. So, you know, this situation is interesting, and it's not the only, you know, relationship situation they got going on right now in the hot topics. The next one is Remy Ma and Papoose. Now this got way out of hand real fast.
Facts.
We woke up one morning, Benji sent me a message and was like, bro, are you seeing this? And I'm like, bruh, what is going on? Because Remy Ma and Papoose, that, you know, this whole thing with easy to block captain and all this stuff, it happened months ago, right?
Right.
And it kind of died down, you know, because it was just speculation. You know what I'm saying? It started from a battle that, you know, from her league, her battle rap league, and one of the guys got up
my
there,
personal homeboy Geechee Gotti,
and was battling easy to block captain, and was going in on him basically about him and Remy, and just put it out there for the world.
Right.
So from that, you know, then everything kind of started swirling, and it kind of died down a little bit. Then I guess in between time, you know, Remy and Pat, you know, they actually split. They actually, you know, started going through divorce or whatever the case may be. And and now Papoose, you know what I'm saying, he got some chicks lined up, which is, you know, I mean, it's not surprising to people. Like, if you have publicly put this man out there, you cheated on him basically, right, in the public eye, and it's out there, and there's evidence out there that you've done it. I mean, what make you think he not gonna go get some chicks? What make you think he not? I mean, as long as he keep his hat on, he rocking.
You know it's gonna happen. The cold part is that people looked at it like, you know, Black Love, you know, Remy and Pap.
I think that's what it was.
Stop idealizing other people's relationships, because, like Dolly said, it's gonna look good and we're gonna make it look real good until you don't know what's going on, and then sure enough, some shit blew up into the light.
Yeah. And he dealing with Clarissa Shields.
But check this out though. Hold on, before we go into Clarissa Shields, but check this out. I wanted to show these pictures. Now, okay, this is them, and this is Easy to Block Captain. Notice some things similar about him and Papoose. That's the funny. This the funny thing.
Pap.
Like and you know, we always laugh, and I always tell my sons.
That's Timu Pap.
The wish Pap.
I always tell my sons that, you know, now this is true for the ladies and the men both. People got, you know, I tell my sons all the time, women got a type.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Not all women have the same type, but there are some women who like the same guy, bald head with a beard. If you look at all their boyfriends, you go down the line, they all bald head with a beard. They all got a beard. Certain women just have a certain type. That's why when I tell my sons, if a woman tells you this your child because it looks like you, don't believe it, because she got a type. So the last one looked like you too. So, you know what I'm saying? You got to play that game. And this is one of those situations where they look very similar.
Yeah.
They look very similar.
Stuck out a little more and he got the glasses on.
Well,
yeah, there's a little bit more weight on him. I mean, but they still same nose structure, same like they got a lot of similarities.
For sure.
Well,
and that's why it was a problem when that young girl said that football player was not her type. Because if he's not your type, then you already don't like him.
then he didn't become your type 2 months later. That's the only thing
No,
I can
he
say about
didn't.
that.
Women
Well,
don't play that game like that when they
yes,
out.
they do. Yes, they do. Now, I can tell you that for sure because in my time, I talked to 2 ladies that only dated dark skinned guys,
Mm-hmm.
right, prior to me, and made an exception for me, and I changed their life. One is my wife. She'll tell you. She
Right.
didn't talk to light skinned dudes because she thought they were arrogant. She thought they were stuck up. Same thing with this other young lady. She met me. I was a different type of dude. So sometimes they do go against what you know what I'm saying,
Sometimes,
what they
but
used
yeah,
to.
Also show up different though. They're not
Sometimes.
gonna show up like that. They're gonna be like,
like
"Oh, thank you, boo. Thanks for teaching me something." Not like, "Ugh, why you acting like that?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
So
I'm light
yeah.
skinned, but I identify as dark skinned.
Me
Okay,
too.
well,
well, there's that.
Obviously, I'm really.
he's like Chris Brown. He said Chris Brown was on an interview. He said he's light skinned, but he has a dark soul.
I do.
Mm.
So hey, but
Identify as dark skin.
but
I'm
I
an
Bobby
Indian.
Beige, Bobby Beige, not Bobby Brown, Bobby Beige.
tell you should put a T-shirt too.
Here we go.
I'm telling you,
Indian brown.
they want
He's
me to sell
trans.
T-shirts on
They
here.
just gonna call you Dolomite because they gonna think you talking about Mexican.
I like that. I like that. I like that. All right, so let's get back into this. You know, like Dolan was mentioning. Now, you had Block. You know what I'm saying, and then you had Pap, and then you have Remy. That was the beginning of it. Then Pap starts dating some other people. One of these other people, it just happens to be Clarissa Shields, and this is when the second part of this blew up this week because Remy found Pap sleep. His phone was open and Clarissa Shield was on the phone when Remy came in the room,
Mm-hmm.
right? And Pat was asleep. So Remy says when she started talking and saying something to Pap, Clarissa was on the phone and she hung up. But she went through his phone, saw all the text messages and so on and so forth. So this how all this blew up. And then Remy went to social media. Now that's where I had an issue with it, right?
Right.
I understand everything that's going on. You mad, you upset, but when you crash out and go to social media and air everything out, like that's something you just can't do.
I'm shocked that an older woman, she's 40 something. Clarissa's like 29, 28, somewhere around there. Remy's in her late 40s. Like I'm tripping off of that I don't want to call her bra. The old chick, the old lady is like acting like
Right.
the younger chick. Like that blows my mind.
How
It
long
just,
her and Pat been together though?
huh?
A
How
long
long has
time.
her? Yeah,
Over a
so I'm
decade.
About
like,
a
if
decade
she
and
Over a
ain't,
change.
decade.
if she ain't really had nothing catastrophic happen to her, she gonna crash out. So this she losing it right now because it's been a minute now. Is it valid? No. So, but I mean, yeah, she acting like the younger chick because she low key had this nigga been hers for like a minute. She crashing out a little bit.
I also
It's
feel like maybe she never respected him in a certain
Yeah.
demeanor, right? Because everything that she's saying now, like, well, what did you think then?
girl, because
Exactly. And
Yeah.
she's saying some stuff now.
But the cold thing about Remy, like Remy is a crash out. Like she went to jail for crashing out. She went to prison for. She is a crash out. Like
That's true.
crash out is a personality type. Like
It
some
is
people
her.
just crash out. That's just how they move. Like she didn't go to prison on accident.
right.
Nigga, you went to prison for shooting somebody over some chump change. Like she is a crash out. Like as sad as it is, like Pap got to take some accountability for falling in love with the wrong one. Like you can't help who you fall in love with, but at the same time, it's like she's a crash out, brother. Like, you know, she didn't value none of what y'all had going on when whatever that dispute was led her to do what she did. She wasn't thinking about you. She wasn't thinking about none of that.
The kid or nothing. Because don't they have like a 6-year-old?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they got other
Yeah, but
kids too.
I think they
they got
had the
older kids.
baby after she got out though.
Yeah, they had the baby after she got out, but they have other kids, not together, but they had other kids already.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, like Dolly saying, like, she didn't factor none of that in. She was just, what I'm saying, about whatever she was about. And that's a fair point. Like, she is who she is.
Yeah, that's
So,
valid.
yeah. So, and it's taking a step back and listening to it now, like, you kind of shouldn't be surprised. You kind of
Yeah.
should be surprised because this is who she is, but I'm like Benji in a sense too, with her being older, her being in jail, serving time, and when I can't say everybody, but I know a lot of people who come out of jail, and you either have those people who didn't learn a thing at all, or you have those people who come out really grateful that they went through that experience. They don't want to go back, and they thankful for the things that they got because she came out into a perfect situation. On the outside she got a man that really cares about her. She came out and they had a kid. He took care of the kids while she was gone, made sure she was good. Like that's the ultimate situation that you could hope for. Somebody hold you down for that long because she was locked up for a minute.
Right.
About 6 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's hard enough waiting around for 6 months, but for 6 years.
Man.
Yeah, and he made a lot of sacrifices. Like from what I heard, he was missing out on shows. He was missing out
Mm-hmm.
on tours, studio time, different things that he was supposed to do. But it was because he wanted to make sure to be able to visit her a lot.
Right.
But
Like
see,
that dude.
that's another
Yeah,
reason for the crash
She said
out.
she
She
didn't
exactly.
know.
knows
Like
she knows she done lost a good thing because you
That's
was over here doing what you was doing, fooling around. Now he gone, so now somebody else got him, and for sure he's quality. So
Yeah.
yeah,
she that's adding to it.
yeah.
now that's exactly what the point I was gonna make. Like, can we just honestly just say, you know what, she messed up a good thing.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's beyond a good thing. Like
To do
Pap
that
is a
6 years
world-class husband.
sacrifice. He's put himself on the back burner for 6 years, and you done came out and did that.
Yeah, like that nigga is world champion.
How
Like,
many men
cause
are
see, I
gonna do
don't.
that?
Yeah, like I don't use the term simp when it comes to somebody's husband. Like
Right.
a husband that disqualified the word simp. That's your wife. Like there should be nothing above whatever. Your wife, nigga, you do anything for her. You
Right.
die, all
Fact.
that shit.
My, un-
So
my uncle used to say you can't. There's nothing wrong with being henpecked as long as you're pecked by the right hand.
exactly. So that's the thing. Like when it comes to what he did for his wife, that shit is above and beyond the call of duty, my nigga. Like she she should be on suicide watch for fucking that up.
No,
Because there's no way in hell she getting that again.
I literally tell my guy, like, I'll do
Absolutely.
anything for you until the day you go to jail. The day
All bets is off.
we broke
Yeah.
up immediately.
Especially because it's like this, and I'm a strong believer in this. Like I tell my sisters this, I tell all the women who I have any level of influence over. If that nigga got himself in there, that's on him.
Mm-hmm.
Like anything outside of him defending your honor, defending your babies, doing something that's gonna further y'all family. That nigga got himself in there. You don't owe that nigga nothing. He wasn't thinking about you when he did what he did to get in that motherfucker.
Hey, that's a fact.
Right.
Thanks.
Like I told my kids, mom, that shit, nigga. If I go to prison for stealing a car, you go fuck whoever you want to.
Because
If
clearly you didn't
I
care. Clearly
Yeah, like
nothing out
if
here
I got
mattered.
locked up
A
doing some
car,
dumbass shit like that,
a car.
motherfucker, I don't
Clearly,
deserve loyalty.
clearly nothing mattered. So
Yeah, like if if if
that's
I got
true.
if I got locked up doing some stupid shit, I don't deserve your fucking loyalty.
All right, so we got one question in the comments from YouTube.
Okay.
Swaylex is asking, so would it make a difference is if this person went to jail and there's something that's questionable about them going to jail? So really what like Josh was saying is the minute he goes to jail, all bets is off. But what if it's something that's questionable and he's telling you that he didn't do it, but he's being accused of something and they take him to jail? So would that make any difference in the fact that you're like, is we done, or are you waiting to see,
Um,
court or whatever? Like, how does that look for you, Josh?
in my gut, I have to know it. Like Uncle was saying, like if he was defending us, absolutely I'm on target with it. Or if I seen it or I know his personality, I'm like, this is totally not him.
Yeah.
Like he's not a white collar criminal, that kind of thing. But if it's like oh nigga, you had to go sell the brick, huh? Okay. No. So it is differences, but that same discernment that I use to pick him is the one that I want to keep him or not to have him, because I have to continue my life in the best way for me. So if I know that truly he has not done something like that and I know his personality, cool. But if not, then like you said, you put yourself there, and that was not a decision we made together. So baby, I'm gone.
Yeah, especially because like after you've been together with somebody, you kind of get to know their character.
Yeah,
for sure.
So depending on who you dealing with, like there's some shit that there's no way you'd believe it if it was a 50-50 toss up. Like if you dealing with a person and they like this saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost Christian person, and they like, hey man, we caught him in a strip club. He
you like
sexually did some unfavorable things with some strippers, and some of it had violence on it, and you like, he ain't even like that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like he, number one, he don't even be in those type of establishments, and I just can't see that on him. Then of course you gonna believe your mate.
Yeah,
But
I actually
at
had
the
that
same,
happen.
yeah, like, you know,
Not
sometimes,
me, but the person.
yeah, if you know somebody's character, then it'll be nothing for you to believe them, ride with them, stand next to them, even in the
Yeah.
face of legal ramifications for something. But again,
Yeah.
if you dealing with somebody who's a crash out like Remy,
you got
You
to
already-
He should have. Yeah.
you knew, you know, she one of those, like whatever they said she did that shit.
and Papoose went and got him a woman with some hands, cause
But
Well, he
Yeah.
was gonna
already
need that
Yeah.
because
He said, my ex crazy. Can you fight?
he already knew what he needed to have on the other side.
Yeah, you
that's
the
an action boss.
Yeah. When you got an ex like Remy, your new girl got to be able to fight like
You
that.
can't be no little punk.
Yeah,
Rudy Poo
Pap's a
bitch.
thinking man, because when you dealing with somebody, and you know, like even as a woman, if you know your ex is crazy, you can't get a nigga who can't fight. That nigga might jump out some bushes. Just in case my ex jump out them bushes, nigga, can you fight? Because my ex is
I need
crazy.
you ready. And I'm not
No,
saying
for
like this
real.
might happen,
Yeah,
but I
like,
just need you ready.
yeah, my ex is pretty big too, nigga. Do you lift?
That's for real.
Do you train? Because you know my ex, he about 6'4", 240. So
Do you have your gun license?
yeah, you know your way around a boxing ring, because that nigga wild.
Right. Man,
Yes, it's a lot that goes into these situations, and one thing you have to look at too is, you know, I guess the things that were going on before Remy got locked up. Right. I wonder, was she already like messing with other dudes because she knew she had such a good dude? Was she already doing this? And when she got out, she just continued to kind of move the same way. And that's why it was so easy for her to jump into the situation that she did, even though she had a good dude, because she never, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, did what she did, you know, differently when she got out. Because again, like I said, you have people that go into jail and come out changed, and you have people that go into jail and just grateful to get out, but continue to do the same thing they did before they got locked up. So with her having the money that she had and the access that she had, same thing with guys with money and access, you got access to whatever you need and whatever you want. And to have and to be in the presence of somebody who may be very similar to your mate, and you're spending a lot of time around him like she was with the guy with Block, it's probably easy to fall into that situation as well, because he's so similar to what you're already used to. And ain't gonna lie to you, sometimes people just want a little strange, as the old folks used to say, they want a little strange.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it ended up being bigger than what she thought. And I think when the rap battle happened, it hit them both over the head. And if you go back and watch the tape of the rap battle, the footage, the look on Remy's face when he's spitting those bars is priceless. And you knew that she did not know anything about it. She didn't even know he knew it. None of that. Whatever happened on that spot at that point, she was blindsided on her own
spirit was
stage.
convicted.
Yes, on her own stage at that moment.
I'm gonna have to go watch it.
Yeah, I want to see her shook.
Yeah,
and
her face like Stonewall, like thick in the face.
It was a deer in the headlights.
But
like a fucked up thing, like a theory that I have about women cheating is about 75% of the time when women get caught cheating, subconsciously they want to get caught.
Yeah.
Like
by the time they do, they don't care sometimes.
Exactly. Like I feel like a lot of times they get caught because they left breadcrumbs on purpose. They wasn't even tripping off getting caught. They was already ready to go.
Right.
Even if they're not ready to go, the breadcrumbs are like, hey, this ain't what you're doing. Like, I want you to see it.
Right.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I feel like a lot of women is like, nigga, I ain't even tripping, because women are slick. Women be planning. Like, women, if they don't want to get caught, they won't get caught. So when women get caught, it's because they wasn't even tripping at that point. Like, nigga, whatever, fuck it. You know, so like with this situation, you know, like you said earlier, Ken, like she probably had already been doing this.
Right.
Like this might not have been her first go round. Like, you know, like I said, like I feel like Pap was just in love with the wrong one. Like I don't think she ever was in love with him to the degree that he was in love with her. Like if he had got locked up, I don't think she'd have tried to break that nigga out of prison. That nigga try to break her out. That nigga snuck some keys into the court. Like that nigga fought Fat Joe for her.
Yeah.
Like that nigga was in love with her in ways there's no way you can make me believe she loved him like he loved her.
Right.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's a valid
term. Nice guys finish last type deal. That's kind of how you feel like it is. But I go back to the thought Jocelyn had earlier. I mean, she lost respect for dude. And I think that when you lose respect, like this is the stuff you start doing. You already been, plotting, whatever it's in your little head. But when you lose all respect, like forget it, I'm done with this, you start doing. But then, when your new dude gets slept by the old dude, I mean, that is kind of hilarious though.
She can't be bothered with it. She chose already.
She did.
So
ain't no backtracking from this point, and especially since everything went public. Like neither one of you all can go back because like you already what's been put out there is permanent damage. It's permanent damage, and you're never gonna be able to live it down.
Her back?
Huh?
If he was in love that much with her, will he take her back?
Hell no.
It's never gonna be the same, even if he did. Like that's permanently damaged.
But it won't be the same.
I mean, you could still sense the little bit of the like hurt in between the two. But no, they would never ever. This permanent. They done some permanent stuff. It's out there to the world. Like this
especially because like when you've given 100% of your all and somebody betray you, that's a lot harder to take back.
Yeah, there's no like you not trying to go back and see could you have done something better. Like
yeah, exactly. Because like sorry to inject my personal business into the shit, but like a lot of what made it easier for me to walk away was the fact that I left it all on the floor.
Yeah.
Like there was no, maybe if I did this. No, I did all that shit. Like, no, I know there's nothing left for me to do. Like that shit was over, because if that I didn't work, it's God don't want it to work.
Yeah, no, when you know you've given it your all, you wash your hands and you walk off.
Yeah, and then like a little jokey joke, like when she said he like his booty played with. I was telling the homie, I'm like, dog, once you doing little petty shit like that, because number one, obviously you was down with it, because why wasn't it a problem when y'all was together?
Facts. That's just putting you out there on Front Street to the 10th degree.
Like she just looks so stupid saying that stuff.
Exactly. And then
the level of I wasn't either. I was uncomfortable with it then, like you said, and I was being like facetious, but doing it with you. And then now I'm gonna tell everybody that's highly disrespectful. That's your kid's daddy, right? That's been your nigga for 13 whatever years, right? Like you didn't respect him at no point in time to me.
None.
That's not even something. He didn't do nothing to you to that magnitude that you would put that on the street for him.
exactly.
And for it to be something that's never ever gonna go away.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, you cheated on him.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
like
there's times
this
that
all started from something you did.
Love, like you could love somebody and it don't work, but you're not gonna go disrespect them. Like I wouldn't disrespect some of the people I'm not with. Like I'm not putting their business out there. I know a lot of they, we was in love. I know a lot of their deepest, darkest secrets. It's not told to anybody or publicized or nothing like that. So like to do that, you definitely did give a fuck. Like
yeah, you can't be doing stuff like that, man. That's the when I saw her post that in her story about him liking his buns played with, I was like, see, this is the ultimate disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of women do that. A lot of women break up with dudes and say with your little joint and all this stuff, and you like, wait a minute, but there's a hospital document that says I tilted your pelvis. So how can it be little when there's evidence that it's not little? You know what I'm saying? Like for real, like that's the type of stuff that goes on. It's like this you're ultimately trying to disrespect me at the highest point. Right in front of the world when you're telling people stuff like that, like when what's her name, what's called Amber Rose did that to Kanye. I'm like, why you need to tell the world about what you were doing with this man? Like you said, and like many of you have said, like when you doing something with somebody, if it wasn't bad then why when y'all break up now all of a sudden it's this big thing. Like you was part of it. So you telling on yourself.
Some people don't know how to articulate their hurt, even when they cause it. Like, so the only thing they do is they're used to just lashing out. Cause I mean, think about it. If she's a hood chick, she's been doing this probably since she was what?
A baby crash out.
I was like a teenager.
Right.
She was a baby crash out.
Grandma and mama was probably the same way, and then it got more when you was around other hood dudes. And then, you know what I'm saying? Here you go. You don't know how to articulate it and say, you know what, my bad. I should have handled it different. Now, in this era, when you can just put everybody's business out there on social media, it just gives you incentive to be wild and be who you say you are at the time. You know what I'm saying? So
and see, that's why that type of activity shouldn't be celebrated, because all too often in our community it's celebrated. You know what I'm saying? Like when you see little girls doing that stuff, like you need to address it. You don't need to be celebrating it. Oh, girl, did you see how she went off on her? Nah, don't celebrate that, because they like Dolly said, they baby crash outs. This is exhibiting, you know what I'm saying, the manifestation of activities that they're gonna be involved in as grown women, because as kids and little girls, they were championed for that type of type of thing in their neighborhood. Girl, she can fight and do all this stuff. Okay, then when she goes to jail or when somebody shoots her for fighting later on, then now everybody's all upset. But no, y'all was championing this type of activity when she was younger. Now she's just the manifestation of that. She's a crash out, like Dolly said. She went from a baby crash out to a mediocre crash out, and then when she went to jail, she probably blossomed even more into even
bigger
Super Saiyan crash out. And the thing is, like that's why fathers are needed. Like, because a lot of times, like, you saw your mama acting out like that, and your mama had that looking cool, like, like y'all hear me talk about on my show all the time, bitch ass niggas. Right. Like, nigga, you wanted to be like your crash out ass mama. You wanted to be like your attention seeking ass, sassy ass mama. So the reason that a lot of these niggas is sassy is because they mama was the daddy that they never had. So they look at that as this is what I should be like when I grow up.
Right.
I want to be like my mama because I don't know what a daddy look like. So all of these feminine ass behaviors that she engages in, like I explained on the show a lot, like y'all niggas think that reacting emotionally is some gangster shit. Like I was mad, so I acted in nigga. Just because it's anger don't make it no less of a bitch ass emotion.
Right.
A man should be able to control his fucking emotions, not have them, but control them when they come. So when a person reacts out of pure emotion all the time, that's something that your daddy would have squelched. Your daddy's supposed to teach you how to deal with those emotions.
Right.
Very, very, very true.
That's true. I mean, another thing that adds to it though is that these young baby crash outs is sitting there watching baddies and all these other shows because they're celebrated for crashing out and fighting and being the baddest and fighting and whatever that stuff. They on TV getting paid for that. So
and who's watching that shit?
Look, I'm not because I can't
they
stand them shows.
Yeah, but a lot of they hood rat ass mamas be sitting there watching that shit. Like
I can't stand them
I got ex-girlfriends that sit there all day watching what's that, Zeus TV? I think that channel is.
Yeah, it's called Zeus. Yeah.
And they be sitting there watching all them little crash out ass TV shows. And I be telling them all the time, see, this is why we ain't never had no babies.
Right.
This is why I left your ass back in 2002 because you was showing crash out.
A lot of people don't find it important of what they're feeding themselves. Just like feed your mouth, like the stuff that you watch. So I intentionally don't scroll on certain things or stay on certain things. If you send it to me, if bitches fighting, I'm not gonna watch it because it's gonna make me keep watching bitches fight, and I don't want to watch that.
I don't want that in my algorithm.
Yeah, I don't. So listen, learn what you feed yourself, and that's what you become. So that shit ain't me, and I don't watch that shit.
Unless it's in a boxing ring, though, because I'll watch it.
Oh yeah,
I mean, some MMA,
when it's
some
sanctioned,
boxing, some
but
UFC, but not.
Yeah, because I had a debate with somebody earlier about this because they try to make it seem like this Zeus shit was new. And I'm like, nah, nigga, we was in high school watching Jerry Springer, my nigga. This ain't that new.
The concept isn't new.
Yeah, that crash out TV is not a new concept, nigga. We was watching crash out TV when we was 15, 16 years old. Like, we used to watch that shit in the classroom when I was younger at Compton High.
We was on our bikes everywhere running the city. We was running the streets.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like this, the crash out shit not new. It's just it's way more publicized because people realizing the level of money that it makes.
Right.
So that's why back in the day it was only really Jerry Springer, Maury, and Ricky Lake. Now it's 200 TV shows.
Well, of course, because at the same time when we were younger, we went outside. So we wasn't really watching. These kids don't go outside. So all they do is social media and TV. So yeah, of course it's way more popular because more people watching TV, more people tuning in. So the more shows, the more access they have to it. We was outside. We didn't care. I mean, I didn't. I was outside.
Yeah, and a lot of parents should just sit their kid in front of the TV and walk away.
Yep. TV,
iPad. Exactly.
These kids now living in a crash out culture where that's what they talk about. They talk about crashing out. They talk about it every day. I hear.
Yeah, they brag about it.
Yeah, they brag about it.
I ain't gonna lie. They think it's a cool thing.
I ain't gonna lie. Now, Dolly, Benji, I don't know about the ladies, but I had some times in my life as a kid where I was known for crashing out and I was known for fighting people.
I mean, my
parents didn't have no idea that I was living that type of lifestyle until I got older, when I had to tame myself because I went from one school district that allowed it and that allowed me to do that type of behavior because there was opportunities to a school district over here that was zero tolerance. So I had to do some reform on myself in order to, stay on the straight and narrow. But nobody from my hood back then was like, you should do these things, but other crash outs was pushing me to crash out. Right. Yeah. But once I was not around those people anymore, like the need to want to do that kind of went away. It's suppressed, and I didn't have that need to feel like I needed to do that in order to be who I needed to be.
Yeah.
But when we talk about fighting, I want to ask you all this before we move on to the topic. Now, Remy Ma, of course, self-proclaimed tough person, tough lady, is now she's in front of a real tough lady who's proven to be tough, a professional boxer, right? And in the world we live in now, where everything has a check attached to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you pay to see
Yep.
Remy Ma and Shields
Yep.
box?
Yep.
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 Based on the two chicks before Tyson, I'm paying.
Girl, right? Because that was the highlight.
That shit was so good.
Yeah,
And
I think that's a first round knockout though.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course.
that's to me.
I still
It's
want to see it.
experience.
To
Oh
me-
yeah, I'm paying.
That.
yeah, man,
I paid to see multiple Mike Tyson first round knockouts.
I'm
So
trying to go to the event. Yes, I want to see. I want to see.
Yes.
Yeah,
I ain't going to go see them hoes.
It's definitely
but
going to
yeah.
end early. It's definitely not going to last long because let me tell you something. I tell people this all the time. I don't care how great of a street fighter you are.
Yeah.
If you run up against somebody who is professionally trained to fight,
Yeah.
to throw a punch, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough sledding for you.
And
So,
and
you can't bum rush. You can't grab them by the waist. You can't. You got to throw them knuckles.
You
And
can't pull
the
a
thing
weave out.
is, and what's gonna make it that much more entertaining is the storyline.
yeah.
Mhm.
Like that's
Absolutely.
a lot of what we paying for. We not just paying to see Clarissa Shields beat up some amateur.
Right.
We're paying to see the storyline. We're paying to see the lead up, just like with the Jake Paul fights. Like they're gonna have TV shows attached to this. They're gonna have the training sessions, the back and forth barking. Like
Yeah.
this is gonna be a circus.
Remy
Okay,
Ma
good.
ain't gonna last one round. 3
It's
minutes.
gonna be a 45-second fight.
Okay,
Not-
so to even things out, you would have to have a rap battle, then the fight.
Absolutely.
So you got to have a rap battle and you got to have a fight because you got to give them both an opportunity
to do
to
what they
flex their
do.
muscle and do what they do in their arena, literally. So
I mean, this
Sounds like
crazy though. The dude and the girl gets knocked out. Like that would be cold.
I mean,
yeah, because I listen.
Somebody gonna Photoshop a picture of them laid out next to
together.
each other.
Easy to block, Captain bars, but he is not on Papooses level at all. So that's 2 L's on their side waiting to happen. So I would love to see it though. I would love to see.
And Geechee whooped him in that battle too.
He did.
Geechee whooped him.
He did. He did. So yeah, I would definitely love to see that. They need to set that up though.
She got to do the rap battle. Is she gonna do it too, Remy? Because if so, then she got to do that first. She for sure gonna be knocked out. Jaw gonna be
we gonna have somebody help ghostwrite for her.
Her jaw gonna be a little toe up, so the rap battle gotta come first.
That's why I said the rap battle first.
You
could do a rap battle. You could do a double card for both. They both got a rap against each other, and then they both got a box against
from the ring to the ring, the battle, the rap battle ring, and then ding ding right on into the fight.
So anybody out there listening to this, if you see this happen, they owe us a check because we came up with the idea.
We did though.
Cut 5 checks right here because we came up with the idea. All right.
We definitely gonna promote it.
But you know what? And I'm gonna tell dudes this too before we move on. Stay away from guys with the little cauliflower ear. If you see dudes in public with the little cauliflower ear,
run from it.
Don't
they
do
either
it.
Wrestle or they do
it.
MMA.
Don't do it. I'm telling you. I don't care how small they are.
Get away.
How regular they look. If they have the cauliflower ear, leave them alone.
They'll choke you the fuck out.
Because I've seen it in person. I saw it myself. I saw a dude mess with a dude. Saw the cauliflower ear. I was like, he might not want to. He got tapped out. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, you see that ear, man. You gotta leave that alone. You know what that's about. If you know, or if you watch, then you know. If you know, you know.
So that's what I'm telling them. Even if they don't watch, if you see somebody with a cauliflower ear, they probably do MMA or something like that. So leave them alone.
And if you don't know what cauliflower is, if the ear don't look like an ear and it look weird, leave it alone.
If the ear look like chewed up bubble gum,
like leave it alone.
A cauliflower ear look like a big piece of chewed up bubble
The
gum.
top just look like one whole thing. Like, leave it alone.
Like a little mushroom growing up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if they ear look like it exploded on the inside, like a piece of popcorn.
Yes.
Oh man.
The popcorn you put on the stove.
Yeah.
Jiffy.
Yeah, like, look, stay far
Somebody
from
Jiffy
it.
popped their ear.
Hey
All
man.
bad. All bad.
All right. So I got a question for y'all. Why do you think people can't break up and just be cool? Why gotta always be drama? Because in most situations, when a breakup happens, there's drama.
Right.
And I mean, I think it's just the emotions and the feelings involved and the fact that we were taught a lot of things in life, but how to break up with somebody is one of those things we just were never taught.
Right.
We were never taught, we were never told. We were just, at best, my mom was like, well, just tell her the truth. That was my mom's thing. Well, just tell her the truth. Just tell her you don't want to talk to her no more. It ain't that easy.
Right.
It ain't that.
Because we was raised on Disney movies and Happily Ever After.
Facts. Except
That's true.
You know, we was never raised for things to not go right. Like we was raised to be optimistic and everything. Like it was never like, oh yeah, you need that seatbelt for your relationship too. Because just like we was never taught to break up with somebody, a lot of us was never taught to receive that breakup or receive rejection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
think
why a lot
that's
of times it's so difficult to break up with people because people weren't raised to deal with that. So when they deal with that, baby crash out.
right.
Yeah, I just seen a lot of people get broke up with and crash out. So we're gonna talk about a lot of this stuff and we're gonna try to help y'all through it. But that's why a lot of people are breaking up through technology, right? They like to break up over the phone or through a text or send. I've even seen somebody said they sent some people an email and broke up with them before. So dear sir, I'm just like, but it's one of those things where because people have been known to crash out, it makes doing it in person, which is the admirable thing to do it in person. So you can look at that person in the eye and y'all can have a conversation and cut it and then go your separate ways. That's the ideal way of doing it, right? But most people can't do that because people mental health ain't what it needs to be these days, and it's very tricky. It's very tricky.
You got to wear football equipment to break up with somebody in person.
You better come in there with your boxing head again, because you know what I'm saying, it could get crucial very quickly.
Yeah, my friend's sister, he walked up to her house and shot her because she didn't want to be with him no more. With his girlfriend in the car that drove him over there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is wild. But see, like I said again, that's why the information that I have here is going to be crucial to people, because I think we've all had breakups in our lives. And there may have been some breakups that you had where you felt like, okay, you did the right thing, you did it the right way. But I'm pretty sure there were some breakups that you had that didn't go, as you probably would have liked in retrospect. And with mine were all pretty decent. I have one, and I'll be the first to go because I have one, and this the only young lady that I ever just did dirty. And I had to apologize for it because I was young and I was immature. I was in college, wilding out. And instead of being the young man that my mom raised me to be, and to be honest with this young lady and tell her, I just strung her along, right? I told her that I didn't want to be with her because, we were going out to college. It was a long distance thing. But she was not trying to hear that. She was like, well, we're going to be okay. Let's just try it. And I felt bad for her, right? So I was like, all right, well, let me just let her hang on because she ain't gonna know. I'm here, she's there. When I come home, we're gonna be good. We can kick it and chill. But there was this one situation where she called my room and the other girl answered the phone. The young lady who was there at college answered the phone. Yeah, yeah. So I thought it was cool. I thought it was ironed out. I got home, was at home on spring break. right? My birthday. So the girl that I was dating at home came to bring me a gift, right? And we had, talked over the break. Everything was cool. But my mom gave the other young lady who rode with me the address to the house, unbeknownst to me. So I'm supposed to be picking this young lady up at a different location because I knew that this could happen. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm trying to speed up the process to get them away from the house because I'm like, we need to go because we got to head back to the campus. A strange car pulls up. I'm like, who is this? As we're loading the car up to leave. And the other young lady jumps out of the car. And there were some people that were riding with me, and they knew the young lady as well, so they addressed her by her name. And when my girlfriend at the time, or I guess distant girlfriend, heard the name, she knew exactly who that was. And yeah, it was 2 crash outs going on in front of my house, and my mom was just like, "Oh my God, what is going on out here?" So yeah, that
that's
was
wild.
that was the one time where I messed up. I messed up. I should have just been completely honest with, because the girl that was riding with me, I was completely honest with her. Like, she knew what was going on.
Right.
But the girlfriend back at home didn't know. And instead of me just cutting it off and just saying, hey, I just really want to just, do this here and just chill and, be honest with her, didn't do that. So, but again, I apologize. We're cool now, still to this day. When I see her, it's love, and she understands. We were young,
Right.
so that's the only thing I can chalk it up to. But yeah, that's my story of not breaking up the right way and it backfiring on me. And yeah, it could have got very bad, but luckily for me, that's as far as it went, and everybody's cool now. But
All right.
I know Benji got some story. Benji, tell me a story, man. I know you got a breakup story.
Right, and stick to one story.
I mean, that's kind of hard, man. That's kind of okay. So my when I divorced my marriage, so I was in it for 13 years, right? And I was done, dog. Like, I was done. She didn't support me. All, you just name it, all kind of stuff, right? So when I was officially done, I walked in the house and I said, listen, you got 2 options. You can move back with your parents, move back with your dad, yada, 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 or you can stay here and try to do this on your own or whatever. But other than that, whichever decision you make, I'm out of here. And she was not having it. No, you're going to stay here. You're going to do this. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, I ain't paying nothing. Like, you didn't want to work. I ain't doing it. I ain't fooling with it. And she didn't want to hear it. So I packed up the U-Haul truck, put all my stuff in there, dipped, and left. And she was left there looking silly. And I was, I've been feeling at that point, but I was like, yeah, nah, I'm good. I'm not doing this no more. I put 13 years in, and I'm just not, I ain't feeling it. So I dipped like quick. And it didn't, let's just say, it didn't go as I thought it would. There was, got a little physical, you know what I mean? But I was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't finna I'm out of here. Whatever you do what you want to do, whatever, I'm out of here. But when a woman started hitting on you, you get what I'm saying? Like, you got to dip, you got to leave. It's like, I'm good. And that was it. Like, I left and I was like, all right, I'm good. I had already had me like a little condo that I was fixing up. And I went and stayed in my condo. It was raggedy. It was beat up. But I was like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. And I fixed that joint up later. But that's kind of how it went.
Did you ever at any point feel bad about the way that you left? Did you ever feel bad? I mean, did you ever think about, okay, well, maybe I should have maybe did this a little differently?
No, because I think when we talked about this earlier, when you've given your all, like when you're ready to dip, it's like, I got to go. And at this time, I had been a minister since I was 19 years old. up until I was in my 30s. Like I was ministry whole, traveling here, doing this, doing that, going, that was my life. Like I was the ministry kid. You get what I'm saying? So at that point, I was like, man, this, I can't do this. I can't do this no more. And you've been in it for so long, and it's like, man, what else can I do? And what broke the camel's back for me was I'm a word person. So when she said one day in counseling, he's a minister, he can never leave. That's when I knew, yeah, and this ain't gonna ever change. And I was like, yeah, God, I love you, but I can't do this no more. And I did. I was like, I'm out. Couldn't do it no more.
Understood. Yeah, I mean, that's something that's on my list as well. Um, you know, you have to use your discernment and know when it's time to go, and
That,
trust your gut and trust that you know you better than anybody else. So when it's time to go, don't second guess yourself. Get out of there, because a lot of times if you don't, things end up happening and worse as time goes on, and the situation could get you know could get to a point to where somebody gets seriously hurt. You know what I'm saying? Not only just emotionally but physically.
it does.
So
That's an accurate point too, Ken. Because what happens is it does get worse because in a lot of times we start to enable people's terrible behavior towards us. Like you just start taking it because you're trying to keep the peace, you're trying to do this, you're trying to be you're trying to be superhuman to a degree, and you push your feelings, your issues, you push them to the back just on a constant basis. And when you continue to do that, eventually after a while, man, like that stuff's gonna bubble up. And when it bubbles up,
Resentment.
right, and it's like eventually you human, dog, like after a while, man, like you're gonna explode. And if you're not careful, like and being in the position I was in a very, very, very influential position to a lot of young people, a lot of people. And if that even got out, like it happened, like you pretty much done. Your pastors ain't fooling with you no more. You get what I'm saying? So like you were in a and you stand to lose everything you got if you swing on a woman. So it's like, I gotta go, man. Like I'm out of here. I
Yeah.
can't
yeah, so we got to use the word for today is crash out. You
crash
got
out.
Yeah, it
out.
is.
You
It is
got out
definitely.
before you crashed out,
Right.
because you would definitely, what I'm saying, in that y'all were definitely in that crash out territory. Somebody was gonna crash out eventually.
Facts.
Hmm.
So
And
yeah.
if you're not careful, what happens is when you hit that point, you black out, and next thing you know, you don't remember everything that you did, and you got to be careful with that. So,
All right, we got one question right quick before we go to the next person's story. Swalex in the audience on YouTube is asking, what if you had kids with someone and they're all grown and out of the house? Would you still divorce that person? I'm gonna answer that off the rip. Yes, that probably even faster
I was about to say
because
that's even more reason to. We
Hell
ain't gotta. We ain't
yeah.
gotta raise nobody.
Bye.
We
you
don't
ain't gotta worry
gotta
about
be
the kids
good
no
no
more.
more.
my,
We
my
Bye.
son
we
was
ain't
sick.
gotta put on no front.
Like you stay because of the kids.
Y'all is funny.
As a matter of fact, you stay. Many of the relationships are over ahead of time. You stay because of the
Because
kids.
of the kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go with one of the ladies, Trisha Michelle. Give us a
Um,
breakup story, because we know you done broke some hearts. You and Josh, so we know y'all got some good ones.
uh,
Give us one. Give us one.
I probably got like I don't
20.
re- I really I'm a no I'm a lover girl. Okay, first of all, but anyway, there is one that he crashed out pretty bad. So anyway, we're dating, we're together for a while. I'm trying to remember it properly. I think we might have lived together, possibly, maybe not. I don't. I think we did. Anywho, um, I don't think so. Who knows? Anyway, he wasn't for me. Basically, he I could run over him. I was too alpha, like for me, like, and so it turned me off. Like if I knew I could do what I want, get what I want, whatever, and you're just gonna eat out of my hand, Like some women want that. I don't. I need you to say it with your chest with me. I need to be like, okay. Like if you're not making me do that, you gotta go. So I like felt that and I just didn't like it. So I would tell, like I just told him, like, you're not, we not meant to be together, like really. And he didn't get it. So, but at that time, I think and this is I'm young and dumb. We both young and dumb. We both our name on a car, like dumb stuff, right? So anyway, I'm like, you gotta leave. Like you gotta go. He wouldn't leave. So probably about a couple months go by. So I got a nigga. Now I do that I'm talking to because I told you already we're done. I said we're done.
Right.
At the time, this was logical, okay? Anyway, so he leaves, but one day I wake up and the car's gone. I still have the key. I know where the car is at. He got the car. So, but when I call him, like, where's the car? I don't know. It got repo. It ain't got repoed. I pay for the car. Like, the car is not repossessed. Like, so we going through stupid petty stuff. I know where he live at. I know where your mama live at. I know where your uncle live at. So let's hit the block. So I hit the block. Lo and behold, there goes my car. I take the car. So we go through a little taking the car back and forth, a little thing until I get it rekeyed. Anyway, then he randomly calls me and says, "Will you marry me?" So then I'm like, no, like what is wrong with you? Like no, like you're not it. Like you're literally not it. Sorry. Like, and then that's when I had to be like super blunt. I wasn't trying to hurt his feelings back then. Like you're weak to me, but I had to be like, you're weak. So then I guess he caught himself walking up one day to my house. I guess he was probably gonna take the car again. I don't know. But my little brother was there and my homeboy, that is still my homeboy to this day. That, yeah, I know. He the homeboy, but he gonna do whatever. So it didn't end well. Is all I can say for purposes that we can't speak on in that moment. And that was that. So he was left there. He got up and went his own way afterwards. And I've never had any other issues since then. Now, do I feel like it could have been handled differently?
Absolutely.
And so to this day, my homeboy would be like, "Remember when?" Whoop, whoop, and I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about." Like,
that's a doozy, as the folks say. That's a doozy right there. Yeah. Now that's a good story. That's a good one. I could see we need to do some skits with these.
and I ran outside
we need to act out these
when they was doing what they was doing, and I ran outside while he was on the ground and went in his pocket and took my other key.
So you ran his pockets while he was getting beat down? You ran his pockets. Wow.
Did
you're not gonna keep trying to take this car. We're not doing this.
I'm paying for this car. You're gonna give it to me.
Like, we're not doing this.
Oh, she ran his pockets like Debo. Golly.
That's how I knew. I said he was weak.
Trish Michelle, I'm appalled.
I mean, look, younger me.
Young savage life.
Look, I had a friend that said her nigga was doing what, and you know where the house is at. I said, well, let's go.
Crash out energy.
It was not good.
Clutching my pearls.
It was not good. I came so far. That's why I be like,
energy.
I be telling people, y'all don't understand how great I am. How great I am right now. Like people don't understand the amazing individual that sits before them that came so far.
Keep your keys, okay?
I'm telling you.
Oh my God. I can't believe Trisha Michelle was a crash out.
I said everybody crashed out little moments. Shit. I said it.
Crashed out.
I was a great student, but I definitely had some relationship crash out moments back in the day when I was young. In my 18, 19, 20 to 22 probably was the last. That was it.
Right.
Damn.
That's reasonable.
That's the age where you crash out.
Yeah, true. But that's that's an interesting story. Wasn't expecting that, but very interesting. So we
I had
appreciate
to
you
give y'all one
sharing
of my.
that.
Hey, it literally popped up at the last minute. I said, "Ooh,
Yeah,
okay, yeah, I got one."
we definitely appreciate you sharing that. That gives us some good insight. All right. But we definitely have our two special guests. We saved them for
Oh yeah, yeah.
last. Just want to knock us out first
Right.
because we know we're gonna let Dolly go last. I know Dolly got to go. I know he got to go.
I know you do.
I know he do.
I
So
know you.
we gonna go with Miss
Dig,
Josh,
dig
and then
deep.
we're gonna go Dolly. So Josh, talk because I know you done broke some hearts too. So I know you got something.
I know what you do. Come on.
Well, I feel like it's usually my heart that's broken, and then you get
Oh,
the little crash out. And then because I'm always like staying too long. That's one of the habits that I have. It's one of my attachment disorders. I'm definitely staying too long. So when the moment comes, when I've had enough, I probably went through enough, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is it. So um my ex-husband, I'm poly, right? So there is a girl that I know that he really enjoys, and I know from her side she really enjoys him.
Too
But
hard. Don't look too hard. I'm just...
they're both like telling me this lie in my face, and I feel like disrespected. Like, oh no, we're not really fucking with each other like that. And I'm like, but you are. And it's okay if you are, because I'm cool with it. So just say that. But I don't like to be lied in my face. So that for me was like the icing on the cake. And it's his birthday trip, and I planned everything, and I flew her out and everything, but y'all gonna play with me in my face? Okay, crash out moment. Uh, I, party is over. The
It
drinks
was
are going
fun.
down. Where is your car? No, I threw rocks at his car, but that was
Oh,
appropriately. I removed myself. The car was already done though. Had a little few broken windows or whatever. And then the glass fall down in the door and shit. So it jingle and shit. So he mad at me.
look at her, so jingle as shit. No,
You
But
jingle.
appropriately, but appropriately. I took myself out of the situation. So nothing happened further than that. I didn't do too much more. But
too much
for me,
more.
I don't know why breakup has to be so dramatic instead of just letting it go and not forcing it and stuff. So I'm actually not the best example because I stay too long.
Yeah, that's a good statement though. Like why it doesn't have to be so dramatic. But the crazy part is people are so used to the drama and the
Yeah.
crash out from behind it. Like I literally had one where I was just all right, bet, like that's it, and then they were like, huh?
some,
Right.
some
And I was
people
like, nah, I bet.
some people get used to you as the security blanket, and then when you take that away, like they don't know how to handle it because they haven't prepared themselves.
Hmm.
It happens after.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you one of them dudes that take care of everything. You got the house note, you got the car, you pay for this, you pay for that,
Mhm.
do all of those things, and then like when you say, "Hey, I'm done with this," and you rip that out, the opposite end doesn't know how to handle that because they're not prepared for that.
Because their mind is like, what am I gonna do?
Right.
Like,
yeah. Well, most people aren't prepared for what goes wrong. They just prepare for what can go right.
Right.
And
mm-hmm.
that's life in general, right? We live that way. And like Dolly was saying earlier, the Disney generations,
Fairy tale.
the fairy tales that we grew up on, like we see things go right so many times on TV to when it goes wrong in our own lives, we're like, what the? It's
Right.
not supposed to be like this. When in
Right.
actuality, it probably is supposed to be like that because as you get older and you hear other people tell their stories, you're like, dang, that happened to me too. I thought it was just me. You
Right.
come to find out, it's a lot of people that have your same story. So it's just part of life, man. You grow and you figure out that you're not the only one out here crashing out.
Hmm.
Back.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep using that word. I like that.
Crash
All
out.
right,
I'm
all
not gonna
right.
lie, I kind of fully learned from Dolly today what it was completely. I ain't never heard nobody actually use it in the sentence. I just heard people like say, "Oh, yeah, you crashing out," and I would be like on Instagram, like I don't even know what the heck that means, but all right. But
right,
then Dolly used it in an actual sentence, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Makes sense.
Now Trish Michelle's showing her age, y'all. She's showing her
I've
age.
been busy, so I ain't been paying attention to nothing. Usually, social media got me, but I was like, "What?"
Now,
All right, so Uncle Dolly, we know you got a doozy. So hit us with the good one.
Like I think it part of it was my personality because I'm so cool with everything. Like when it was time for me to break up with my ex that I was with before my kid's mom, um, I just broke up with her like real cool. Like I just came in the house one day like it's over. I don't want to be with you no more.
Nonchalantness
I
will
can see him
kill
doing
a
it.
motherfucker.
right.
Yeah,
The crazy part, though, that unleashes the ultimate crash out.
yeah,
Like,
yes. That ultra calm shit. Like,
like
you don't care?
super
What?
thing you talking about. I'm sorry, you said it just like what?
Yeah, she went full tilt too.
I'm sure she
Luckily,
did.
I saw that coming, so I had my homeboy pull up, and it was messed up too because I had this clean '84 Cutlass that I was putting together, and I was just telling them too, like, hey man, you can have the Cutlass. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you, man. You my dog. I ain't gonna do nothing with it. I just bought me a new car, so you can have it because he always wanted the car. So I was like, you can have the car. So I me and him pull up, and I tell her that we ain't together no more. And as I'm walking out, she took this big ass boulder and every window on that motherfucker. I think the only window left in the car was the sunroof because she wasn't tall enough to bust the sunroof. But
Damn.
and I'm like and I
She
think what
wanted your
made
heart
it
to shatter each
yeah
glass.
what made it worse was I was laughing because I
She
was
gonna keep
like
crashing out.
yeah I was like that
Facts.
ain't even my car, man. I just gave that to the homie.
And
Why
he
you
like
fucking
stop
this
like
car
he
up?
like stop laughing.
Yeah, because he going off. Like he looked like he wanted to hit her because he like
He like,
Dolomite
oh,
gave
that's
me the
fine.
car.
He like stop her
Yeah,
now.
he gave me the car. Chill. And she fucking that car up. I'm
Look,
talking about she
that
went and
don't
got
stop
a
her because she probably like, I don't give a damn
yeah,
what he
she went and
did.
got a knife. She stabbed all the tires. Psh, 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 psh. And I'm just like, damn, boy, she fucking your car up, dog. That's crazy. And and the cooler I got, the madder she got.
Yeah,
You look, the people you unleashed crazy. Like
yeah.
it was far beyond crash out. That crazy was out. Like she legit was going crazy because you
Yeah.
would not react the way that she wanted.
Yeah, and I didn't have a lot of shit neither. So like I think I just went in, I got my little PlayStation, was like, you can keep the clothes.
Got your little backpack and shit and bounce.
Yeah, I was like, you could burn
Yeah.
them clothes. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I'm out though.
I'm out.
And then for like probably like the next week, she would try to find where I was at. Like I had got a new girlfriend. She tried to snatch her out of a car. Like she was
she was
tripping.
she stayed in the state of crash out for quite some time.
Okay.
Yeah, for a couple of
She
years,
she
honestly.
resided there.
Yeah, and we real cool like to this day, but she still hate my kid's mom with a passion because she just like she should have got out the car. I'm like, why would she get out the car so you could beat her ass? Like,
Yeah, not a chance.
yeah, you're a crash out. She is not. That's a lot of what made me break up with her too. Like, she was a really good person. She was a real good girlfriend. A big part of why she crashed out so heavy was because she didn't give me no reason to break up with her. I just broke up with her. Like that.
Mm.
Okay,
That
so
was
like you just felt it in your soul. Like what happened that day?
With this chick.
our relationship had run its course. Like,
Okay.
It's
I
fine.
just
we
want to know, like, what made you decide that though? If she was a great girlfriend.
because I think at like the age that I was at, I think I was like 21, 22. And like there was some things that I wanted out of life that she don't want out of life.
Ah, okay. There you go. There
Like
you go.
when I look at like right now where I'm at and where she's at, like she was very comfortable with the living situation that we was in. We had a little apartment in a little ghetto part of town. You know, we was barely making it, but we had enough. We was like good times over there. Me personally, I was like, this ain't it for me. Like, I want to travel and do some shit.
So I
But
think
her, like,
mentality plays a major role into
yeah,
being
Yeah.
turned on or wanting to be with somebody still. So
yeah.
that
So
makes a lot of
with her, it was like, but we cool. We eat every day. You
sense.
know, we do what we do, and it's like she was an amazing girlfriend. Like to this day, like I tell her, I don't have no ill will towards you. I kill a nigga over her. But at the same time, like I told her, like I can't see myself doing this for the rest of my life. Like at that point, I had never been on an airplane. I had never been past Vegas. Like I had never done nothing, seen nothing. Like nigga, this can't be like.
Well, that wasn't too shabby at 21, and a lot of people ain't gone nowhere. But I feel you.
And
Yeah,
Cal
but
do everything.
I, yeah, but it's like I knew if I stayed with her, that would be my reality for the rest
That
of
man
life
said he did
because
not want to be James Evans.
exactly because the
Yeah,
thing is,
I get it.
and I talked
Right.
about it on my podcast not too long ago. I was like, to this day, she's still in the same position and she's still happy. So it's
Mm.
like I'm not looking down on her or saying
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with her because it's like she's successful in her eyes, eating every day. She get to watch her little Zeus on TV. Nigga, she is cool. Like that's she
He
living
had
the
to
good
bring up
life.
Zeus. He had to bring up Zeus again.
Yeah, that shit it just wasn't for me. So I was like, I got to get the fuck out of here because if I don't leave, I might be stuck here
Right.
because like everything was good and it's like the longer we go, the more she's gonna be attached and like the crash out will be way worse if instead of this
Yeah,
2 years we be at
Right.
10 years and I'm like,
and then she would have held you back.
yeah,
That
exactly. So I was like, I gotta go. So yeah, like I don't know. My toxic trait is I'm just too cool.
yeah.
Ain't we lucky we got
Good time.
Precisely. It was
Yeah.
bad times when I told her goodbye though.
That was one was for me too, because at the time I had just gotten a new house. And I in my mind, I was like, if I ain't been getting support the last 10 years, what happens when I elevate and do this and do this? And of course, eventually I did. And I thought about that. I was like, it's going to be 10 times worse. And that's where I personally believe when you enable a person, just because, you know what I'm saying, you always doing the, great things, you're stepping up, you're doing this. The person who is comfortable not doing nothing is going to get even more comfortable. And you stand to lose more if you gain more at any point in life. So that was one of the reasons why I did it as well. So I can totally understand that.
All right. So these stories have been great. And the reason why I wanted you to tell the stories because this list that I have, and usually when we have topics, I go do a little research and I get information that can help people. A lot of this stuff on this list is stuff that we just discussed, but
Right.
we did it the wrong way. We did it the wrong way, but this list is gonna help us, help people do it the right way. Because as you all were telling your stories, I'm looking at this list like, yep, that right there. That say don't do that. And clearly people were doing these these things and that on this list. But again, growing up, I laugh with my kids all the time and tell them when we had to find information, we had to go to the library, we had to read, we had to get books, we had to get encyclopedias, we had to look at the dictionary. Like we had to really go seek the knowledge. We didn't have it in the palm of our hand. So if you want to break up with a girl now, you can just Google it. You can Google what's the best way to break up with a girl and go and get, what I'm saying, some decent advice from some reputable sources and, do things in a more amicable way, right? So you can split and go your separate ways and things are cool, right? But
Right.
nowadays,
Out.
a lot of these days, though, a lot of these things happen over technology, right? People ain't breaking up in person no more. Most people now who get broken up via text.
Yeah.
That's not cool though.
It's just safer.
Most people get broken up with via text, and
Yeah,
that is one of the most impersonal ways you can do it, right? Like at least call the person, at least pick up the phone and make a phone call. But And Sway Lex in the audience is in the comments is saying the same thing too. That and the only thing on the list is just straight up ghost people.
Yeah.
I
Can
posted
you
it on
send him
my page.
Can you send him a voice note?
I posted on my page. That's a good idea, but that's
I mean,
that's
no,
you know,
I'm just kidding. That's
I'm just
horrible.
saying.
A way that I found that's very effective and kind of cool. Just
Right.
block me.
And move on.
Yeah, I understand. If you block me, I'm cool with that.
Right.
Yeah, but you cool
It's
with that.
quick
But
and to
I'm
the
telling
point.
you,
No,
it's a
absolutely not.
lot
Bet
of people
nobody
that's
ever.
gonna crash out because
Just block me.
they're gonna be like
I'm
your
not gonna
ex.
crash out, but like, and
No,
I'm
I'm
probably not
telling you,
gonna care.
these
But
people gonna crash out and they're gonna be looking for you in the daylight with a flashlight.
I'm going about my day with a smile
for the
on my
people that's
face.
still crashing out, for the Remy Ma's of this era, like you block them, she gonna be like, and his booty was suited. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, but see, but that's a good point. You block her, and she start putting information out there, start making posts about you, and then now your friends and family, and she's tagging you, and you're blocked. So you know what I'm saying, you block this person, and you can't see that they're tagging you and stuff, and all this other stuff. It could get crazy.
But the
It
thing that's the craziest, because I don't got a lot of time. I ain't gonna front. But like, I'm a big believer in letting a girl break up with you. It's a lot harder for a man to break up with a woman than for a woman to break for a woman. It's harder for a man to break up with a woman than it is for a woman to break up with a man.
So then, do you stay around and like sabotage until it
Yeah,
happens?
just take the
Like,
easy way
Sometimes, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I do.
no,
I get very
absolutely not. I'm the
I
type that
get
be like,
very
look,
complacent.
if
I,
you want to leave, please do me the favor and leave.
But a lot of times when I do them the favor, they crash the fuck out.
No, not here. Do me the favor.
Especially
Let's
when I come through with my
both go.
Barry White voice, like
I'm
it's
out.
over, baby.
I got a dip. Yeah, I'm good.
And,
Like,
and what she go? No.
do what you
No,
know.
she go. The fuck you mean? It's over.
Oh, he
I'll be
said no.
cool. Shit, I'll
Oh
be
Lord,
cool as a cucumber. They don't be cool. That's why I'll be like, let me just
stop
make
being
her
so
dump me.
cool. Be like, you know what? This kind of hurt.
that nonchalant list.
Yeah, stop that shit,
I detach.
man.
Go
I
get me some Visine and put some little
every
bloom 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 bloom.
Got to
I,
come in with a little something.
all right, so we
don't want to
don't
do this.
we don't want to hold Dolly up. So let me give you this information, and I'm gonna break it down in little pieces of this information of how to break up better. Right. The first thing on the list is end the relationship sooner rather than later. As soon as you have the inkling that you don't want to be there no more, don't string it out. Go ahead, make that move. It sounds very simple. I know it's not easy, but you got to start thinking like that. The moment you become uncomfortable in a situation, you got to start making plans to exit. Period. And it's best that you probably do before, like we said earlier, before you get to a situation where it's the level of crash out. You don't want to get there. And the next one on the list is break up in a way that makes sense for your unique situation. Right? So there's no, perfect thing for every situation. It's for your situation. So it's listing out things. Some people you need to break up in person. Period. However you need to do it, it just depends. So like if you've been with somebody for a long time and y'all have a lot invested in this relationship, and you know that it might be when y'all split, there's things, there's houses, there's cars, there's assets and things involved. You probably need to sit down with that person and have a conversation with them. It's the best way to do it. This next one is funny because it says breaking up on their turf. So some
Turf?
people, yeah, well, some people it just says in quotations.
Not
So
turf.
yeah, well,
Okay.
like okay, an area where they're comfortable. So when you break them the bad news, at least they're in an environment where it's comfortable for them to be able to be emotional or whatever they need to do, right? Not in public. And
Somewhere where her brothers can't jump you.
that might be something that you consider. right, for your situation. Break it up in a private setting. Some people like to go out in public because they know this person might crash out. So they do it in public so this person will
At a
have
gas
less.
station, lots of cameras.
Facts. Keep your
Right.
tone down. All of that.
Right. So a nice restaurant, you know what I'm saying, have the conversation. That'll limit them from crashing out because they know they can't crash out here. So you can do that. And the last thing on the list is breaking up through technology. Now, if you know for sure that this individual is going to crash out, you probably need to do it through technology.
Have a Zoom call.
There you go. FaceTimer. I need you to sit down for this.
You know what? That's a great idea because now with the technology, you know, if you want it to be impersonal, you can do it through FaceTime.
Because low key,
Do a Snapchat
y'all
video call and put that crying face filter so you look like you crying.
This is why they be acting the way they be acting to you. Because no, absolutely not. Absolutely.
I feel like that'll work.
Hanging up. I'm hanging up.
If I got the crying face, this is gonna hurt me a lot more.
You call me back. You call me back when you get
all this shit.
You call me back when you get some sense.
This is breaking me right now. Look at my face.
Look at
Do you
my
see
face.
this? I'm shattered.
All right. Well, it's funny that the next thing on the list is be honest about your feelings.
That don't work.
Not me. I can't do that because I don't give a fuck.
They feelings matter, okay? Don't be over here doing that.
Yeah, it says be honest about your feelings and also be honest about why you want to separate.
I'm lying about my feelings.
So, you know, if you want to be honest about it and just tell them, hey, you know what, you know, I just decided I wanted something better with my life, and you know, being here with you ain't it.
You can tell he will not.
It ain't you, it's me. I'm terrible. You deserve better.
But that's one of the top. That's one of the top answers.
But that's a lie because typically they find out probably about 8 years later that they needed to reflect on themselves and they're the common denominator. But you telling them it's not you, it's me. You were perfect. Don't lie to them. Tell them they wasn't shit.
Right.
Crash out. I ain't what?
But you know what?
They ready to crash out now, huh?
That it's not you, it's me.
Crash out on the next nigga.
That it's not you, it's me works. You know what I'm saying? Like in most situations, because a lot of people gonna feel like it's your fault. Yeah, a lot of people gonna feel like it's your fault. And you know, especially with guys, because you know, I don't know from a girl standpoint, but guys, you know, a lot of times the woman gonna blame you anyway. So just go ahead and take the blame for it and get that out the way and move on.
Wild.
Yes, I have played the villain many a time, and I was not wrong. I say that shit all the time. I told my mother-in-law, I said, I am more than comfortable being the villain. Whatever your daughter told you, it was the truth. I ain't shit.
Yeah, they were saying
in order to keep the peace, I'll be an ain't shit ass nigga.
Whatever she said I did it.
That's the Scorpio in Dolly, and I dig it 100%. You was talking about me all up until the time, so don't get mad now when I dip and now I got my own business. Now I got this, now I got that. And don't be trying to be friends now when I pull up. Yeah, everything
I ain't shit.
Was right. I'm glad you didn't like me. I'm glad you were saying this. I'm glad you did all of these things. It only motivated me to be better.
Yeah. Cause like me and my mother-in-law, you know, both my in-laws, because you know, my in-laws, they watch my kids a lot. So, you know, like I still do a lot for them. And, you know, one day she was just like, I really don't see how you and Monique didn't work. And I was like, I'm the villain. I was
I understand that.
Whatever she told you I did. So even though you're seeing me still be the same great person that I was the whole time, believe whatever she told you.
Yeah. Because, you just get to a point where I don't have time for that part of it. Like,
fool on it. Right.
Yeah.
When you know, like we said earlier, when you know you've been solid, you ain't gotta fight it. You can walk away and be just as cool, and they want to know why you ain't pissed off, why you ain't this way. Yeah. Listen, in my mind the entire time I was always thinking about bossing up. It wasn't. I was when I was in your space, you just wasn't supporting it. Now people on this side, they support it different, and now they see the difference. And that's kind of how you gotta live with it, you know. And you live with decisions as a man. I made the decision to dip. I'm good on you. I don't want you, don't need you, don't want you around. We good, we straight.
All right, so let me run through these last few so we can wrap up. All right, so this next one says stick to your decision no matter how they respond. You gotta stand. You gotta stand on your own too.
Stand on business.
Yeah. So whatever you said it gotta be that, and it can't be nothing else. The next one, cut off all communication at that time. Right? Stop it. Don't even try to go back and forth with them. Say what you said and leave it at that. If they don't understand it, that's not your responsibility to try to make them understand it. You said what you said. Move on.
Facts.
Stop trying to be their friend. Right? Because a lot of us will break up with a person, but we had a lot of feelings for them. We spent a lot of time with them. We want to see them be okay, but right now ain't the time.
Not me.
Right now,
a lot of times just because you didn't break up with the coochie.
Well, that's on the list too. Do not have breakup sex. Do not have breakup sex.
Shit.
Do not have
I break
breakup
that rule
sex.
every time.
Yes. So see, that's why you got people crashing out.
Yeah. See, Dolly, it's a lot of things adding up to why you got some crash outs.
And he just keep putting it on there.
Like it's just a big mountain of crash out.
You think it's
I
her?
ain't mad at the coochie.
He think it's her. It's really him.
The coochie, but like I said, I will be the villain.
Hey, listen, I used to say this: if sex was the thing, the major thing that kept the relationship together, I probably would have never gotten a divorce, right? But it's just that's just not it. It's got to be more to it. Yeah. You can be with somebody and the sex could be immaculate, exquisite, all of that. But after a while, man, like that, even that thing can't even hold you because you like, man,
I agree.
It's like, yo, like you got some fire, but man, listen, you a little slow up there in the dome.
Yeah.
I don't know how I missed this, but like, yeah.
Yeah, so I come visit Garfield, but the rest of us got to break up still.
Yeah. I needed to not be called Garfield.
The cat, yeah.
I know he's saying cat, but Garfield is not an appealing name. Hey, Garfield sounds very.
How many personalities?
Put it on a t-shirt. Break up Garfield.
Oh man. But what Benji said, you know, he can't, you know, she couldn't get him off her mind or vice versa. That, you know what I'm saying, when you're having sex and the sex is good, I mean, you just be discombobulated, as they say. Yeah. So that's why they tell you don't have the breakup sex because it's only gonna make matters worse.
Cloud judgment.
Yep. It's only gonna make matters worse. And the last few things on the list is to lean on your support system, invest in yourself, right? Start building yourself back up out of the relationship, and only start dating when you're truly excited to meet new people. Don't be trying to date because you're trying to get over the last person, or you're trying to hurry up and get a boyfriend or a girlfriend to make them jealous. Like those are all the wrong reasons to be doing that.
Fact.
And if you have situations where you have kids, house, assets, and things like that, give it some time and then have a sit down where you work out those things and a plan for moving forward, because that's got to be done.
The emotions kind of got to die down.
But you got to get emotions. Yeah, you got to get emotions time to die down before you try to do any of this other stuff, right? So
that's why you should never date somebody who's fresh out of a long-term relationship,
right?
Because you're gonna be that rebound. But the best way to get over somebody is to get up under somebody else.
No, we just said that's not the best way. We just said that is not the best way.
You just don't have a relationship with them.
Lord Jesus.
Just have a little rendezvous.
You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Because listen, when you doing your thing, they ain't trying to let you go that easy. And when you hitting all listen, you know, like I know, Eddie, most chicks ain't meeting them type of dudes, just, all the time. And
that's my problem.
Levels, all fronts on the chick, she ain't trying to forget that, because she ain't gonna do that again.
That's my problem.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, we've heard a couple of your problems tonight.
Damn.
All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing wrapped up, y'all. It's been a great episode 182. Man, it is time to go for us. So before we get up out of here, we're gonna give our people a chance to say something, you know what I'm saying, let you know something at the end of the show, to let you know where to find them, to leave you with some words of encouragement or whatever they want to do. So Josh, talk to the people, let them know something, let them know where they can find you on social media.
I'm on Facebook, Jocelyn Hartfield, just my generic hide in the dark in plain sight self. But just remember that, like, your partner or whoever you want to be with, who you have in your mind to be with, they're not going to be 100% of everything you need. They might not even be one person that you need. That goes out for my poly people, but otherwise, be
Hey,
great.
poly people.
What?
Hey.
What?
My name is Dolomite.
He said, "Hey, poly people."
But be grateful for the people that you do have in your life. Enjoy the things that they give you and what you can provide them as well. And yeah, just love, share, and make it happen.
All right. Uncle Dolly, talk to the people, let them know something, my guy.
You can follow me on social media at Uncle Dolomite everywhere, or Too Much Game Podcast, TOO, because I'm number one. But yeah, I'm gonna just keep it short and sweet. Your mistakes should refine you, not define you.
Put it on the shirt, huh?
Shirt.
Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
You got about 5 quotes tonight. You need to get to making them shirts, man.
Mm-hmm.
Look, see, now even Josh, she said the same. Yep,
And
she
see, you make the shirts,
I
and
got
then
mine
you
written down.
and then you had the shirts for sale at the comedy show. Boom.
Look,
After the
real
comedy
talk.
show, you take pictures, you sell shirts.
But it's
Real
you,
talk.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I just want to know, if I break up with Garfield, are you gonna put it on a t-shirt or not?
Nah.
No, that one's not it, sir.
Want to know?
Sylvester, Heathcliff. It's a whole lot of different cats. Top Cat.
Yeah.
Top Cat is a good one.
All right, y'all. Well, we appreciate our special guest for joining us. As always, man, it's been a great episode. We want to hear from Trisha Michelle right quick. Let us know something and give us something to go with. Because y'all know, as we mentioned earlier, this is our last episode of this season. We will be back in February of 2025. So, Trisha Michelle, talk to the people.
Well, guys, nah, for real. Thanks for rocking with us this whole year, and do it again. Spread the word. Get the folks out there. We might have a little something playing back, throughout time while we not on, but just thank you guys for supporting, for engaging, for asking questions, for all of that, even when it's not even on live. So I just want to thank all y'all out there. And I also want to say, don't be staying for the matching pajamas. It's okay to leave. Like, leave now.
Yes.
Don't stay for the gifts. If your birthday's this month, leave still. Like, just leave. Like, cut that shit out. Like, stop it. Like, stop using people. But you can find me, Trisha Michelle _YT, everywhere. And of course, the Fiyah Session. So if you're not following us, then don't follow me nowhere else.
That's what's up. All right. She said that. Benji Banks, the man, the brand, talk to the people.
Listen, man, treat me right, and I'm staying.
Just like Garfield, huh?
We need, get mature game on. You know what I'm saying? And, Ken, I ain't fooling with you tonight.
He was confuzzled.
Yeah, he ain't have no word.
Listen, man. Confuzzled. Hold on. Did I hear that right?
But we all knew what the hell she was talking about.
Absolutely. They knew.
Confuzzled. Yeah. Interesting. But I mean, yeah, just take care of your people, man. Show some maturity, grow up, all that type of stuff. Your relationship gonna be all right, But if you happen to, you got a dip, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Break ties completely, man. Y'all need to quit holding on to people who got y'all. You got them in the back of their mind while you know what I'm saying, trying to date other people. Be careful with that, man. Some people are really crash outs, and they ain't gonna play no games with you when you play with them. So. But y'all know where to find me. Benji Banks, Instagram, Reinvented TV, about to try to, create our own network and stuff like that. So just keep on the lookout. Inspirational content on there. But continue to follow us on the Fiyah Session. We will always have our content on there, posting that. So thank y'all for rocking with us for this season, man. We can't wait to bring this thing back and bring some more dope guests on the show, for sure. So.
Facts. Well, y'all already know y'all can find me at Big Ken on Fiyah on all social media platforms. You can find me also at Big Ken on Facebook as well. Y'all can follow the Fiyah Session on all social media platforms. Just type in FIYAH Session and we'll pop right up. Make sure you go to YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button, and hit the bell so you can be notified every time we have new content, new clips, whatever we got going on, you'll be notified. And we appreciate y'all. And I'll leave y'all with this. Something is simple and to the point. Don't crash out. No matter what people got going on, no matter what your friends are telling you or the people around you are encouraging you to do, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't crash out. If you don't remember nothing else, remember that. Going into 2025, don't crash out. Y'all already know we love y'all. We appreciate the support. Continue to support us and show love, and we're going to do the same for you. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all in 2025. Y'all already know it's the Fiyah Session. Peace.
Doses.
Thank you for joining us today. Please follow us on all social media platforms. Just search Fiyah Session.